We're mobile. Take Fox Sports 1350 with you using iHeartRadio. It's the IE's home for sports. KPWK AM 1350, Riverside, San Bernardino, an iHeartRadio station.
Yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside, live at the iHeartRadio studios. IE Sports Now brought to you by the good folks at ThinkWise Credit Union. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. We're also streaming at Fox Sports 1350, the iHeartRadio app, and you can catch us. You get up early, bright and early for Fox Sports West. You know, I remember I used to do that when I was in high school. I used to get up bright and early on Saturdays. Don't look at me crazy to watch Saved by the Bell.
Oh.
You know, I get up early, you know. Oh. You remember those days?
I thought you were going to say like the Flintstones.
No,
like
man.
Saved by the Bell.
Hey, do you have the Peacock app?
Oh, I do not.
They have, they're doing, you know, everybody's doing these reboots now. You know, they have a reboot now of Saved by the Bell with him being an adult, and they have a kid. So they have a kid now going to Bayside.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's my man? That's
Zach.
not
Zach Screech. Well, Screech is not on the reboot. They don't have Lisa Turtle on. Hopefully the wife is not listening.
Yeah.
I used to watch Saved by the Bell for Lisa Turtle. You know, hopefully the wife is not listening. You know, if she is, I'll get a text. You know,
we have been dated. We have officially been dated live on air right here. No doubt about it. We have a great show lined up for you guys. Coach B and Eternal right here. Great Saturday morning. Sports are aplenty. The Clippies, that's right. The L.A. Clippers went out there and put that thing on them Kings last night. So we will be talking to a local sports reporter about the Clippers and what they've been doing early in the season. And then, Coach B, we got some other guests today too, man.
Yes, we do. You know, it's funny when you say the Kings. I mean, that Sacramento team is so important. I'm thinking of the L.A. Kings. You know,
right,
I don't even think, but it could be because they're in the part of the state that should actually be annexed. We should get rid of that part. All we need, I say, go from San Diego to Fresno, and the rest you guys can have it. We don't need it. All we need is Southern California.
You don't like our Bay Area people, huh?
No. You know what? Because, you know, I'm so LA sports and this and that. You can thank your Dodgers. Okay. That you have that rivalry. Because, and I tell people, anybody who is a San Francisco Giants fan, you're welcome. Because if people don't know their history, the only reason the San Francisco Giants are here are because of them Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, man.
If you know the story, what it is MLB wanted to come to L.A.
Right.
But MLB said, hey, we need two teams.
Right.
So the Dodgers came to L.A. Yep. And they told the New York Giants baseball team to come out.
And the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why if you ever, what's our guy that is on ESPN, the guy, Boomer.
Yeah.
Not Boomer. Is it the guy that does he used to do with Keith Jackson.
Don't give me the line.
But he would always say, when he did the highlights, he'd say the New York Football Giants.
Yeah.
Because it used to be the New York Baseball Giants.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, which is really weird. Like in St. Louis, they had two Cardinals.
Yeah. Right.
So, but I digress. As we were saying. But you asked me who's on the show today. I'm sorry, I got story. So, our guy Burns, Lorenzo Burns will be calling in today.
Big shout out. From where?
So he went. So if we want to go way back, back in time,
back.
We were his first radio interview. Did you hear that?
Okay.
We were his first radio interview. One more time.
When he was a youngster.
We were his first radio interview when we were at the Broom Closet in San Bernardino. He was at Linfield Christian then. And did he make
the trip? Did he actually come up in there?
They came down there. Him and his brother. And it was the first time we had a chance to meet Coach Deshaun Burns.
Quadruple.
Had a chance to meet him. He's been one of our biggest cheerleaders, man. Love everything that Coach Burns does for us and to see the passion he puts into his kids. So Lorenzo will be calling in to the show talking about he went up, and I'll use one of your words, matriculated onto Arizona.
He did the thing.
Had an outstanding career. A lot of times you see these kids, they go to these big marquee schools and you don't hear from them. But Burns went out there, balled out.
Yeah.
And now he declared himself for the draft.
Nice.
So I was thinking, don't forget the little people.
Yeah.
You know, when I text him, he texts back. I was like, man, you remember us. I got that little tear in my Denzel tear. You know.
Right. I love the 54.
Yeah.
But no, we're really excited about that. Also he was a former teammate of JJ Dynamite.
Yes. So Taylor. Those two kids that Arizona's putting out, and then we have Ricky from LA 84 will be calling in, just talking about the state of youth sports and everything's going on. They are, for people whom don't know, they call themselves LA 84. They're a foundation And they were created from the benefits of the LA '84 Olympics.
Wow.
So I know a lot of our audience don't remember that.
Yeah,
I remember the '84 Olympics.
Carl Lewis was the truth.
Exactly.
And FloJo and them.
Exactly. Yeah. So they give a lot of money to youth sports, and they help out youth sports and everything that's going on. At the time, I was living in that beautiful town when the '84 Olympics happened. I think they call it Compton.
Did you have the curl dripping on the starter jacket?
I did have a curl back there.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, speaking of a starter jacket, I'm gonna tell you a story. So, we didn't have no money. My mother got me a Raiders starter jacket.
Ooh.
Got my name stitched in it.
Ooh.
It was all nice. I was on the bus coming home from Gardena. I got off the bus and I realized I don't have my jacket.
Oh.
Never saw that jacket again.
Let me tell you something. Two things real quick. Number one, during the time when I was, first thing, I wasn't a Raider guy anyway, so I would have got.
I like the LA Raiders. I can't find them.
Yeah.
I don't know what I like the Los Angeles Raiders. Where'd they go?
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah, they're gone.
But yeah, no, I think I would have had the Dallas Cowboy one. But number one,
everybody can't be perfect. Go ahead.
No, well, I'm saying that's why I'm telling you that right now because yeah, you had on the wrong jacket. But no, back in the day, they used to take starter jackets.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
That's number one. So I wouldn't have, my dad didn't want me to, because he said you don't know how to give stuff up right. You want to run your mouth a little too much. So he was a little nervous about getting me that. That's number one. But number two, if I would have left a starter jacket, something like that, I wouldn't have been here today. My dad it would have been murder. It would have been a done deal. I would have went home and Dad would have been like, "Oh, you lost the jacket, huh? The one I spent like a couple $100 for." Yeah. It'd have been all bad.
Yeah, for sure. I agree, man. And they never took mine.
Well, I mean,
I lost it.
Is that how you went? That's the way you went. It was both of ours, huh? It was both of ours. That's funny. Coach Beanie Turner right here live on the great.
No, I just left it on. I left it on the bus.
That's crazy.
It's like I
came
guess
right up.
Yeah,
and you sitting there going, "It got my name on it."
Yeah, exactly. I bet you they took that black pen and scratched it right out.
Right out. Could nobody tell?
But something happens, man. And then also, we talked about LA '84. We got Burns calling in.
Yes,
so yeah. Other than that, man, we're excited.
Great show lined up, and again, like we were talking about, a lot of stuff is happening. Want to say thank you to our sponsors. We have a lot of sponsors that are doing some stuff right now. Coach B, we're in the process of getting our new show done. I was editing the Spark of Hope toy drive. Stuff a Cruiser, the event we did. It was basically a toy drive we did in association with the San Bernardino School District Police Department. As well as ThinkWise, which is one of our major sponsors. So that's going to be a new segment that will be on our TV show, as well as the ABA jump off. So a lot of stuff happening. As Coach B said, you can wake up tomorrow early in the morning, bright and early, and see us on Fox Sports West. Yeah, say it with me real quick. Fox Sports West, yeah, on the TV channel. And Coach B, we're now in all of Southern California. We're in Nevada. And Hawaii.
Absolutely.
Well.
San Diego, we're coming. I know they have their own Fox Sports out there, but we're coming.
We're coming.
We're coming for you.
Just like Russell Westbrook, we coming.
Yeah. Take that.
Yep.
And then also we have some exciting news. Everything. We'll go ahead and say it. I don't know if we said it, but we'll say it. The High Desert.
Oh.
We are coming.
Oh wow.
We're excited.
Announcement.
High Desert, Antelope Valley. We have been invited to come out there and pick up the pieces of the game that have been around for some years.
Yeah.
And like we always say, we don't go out there and do this on our own. We always make sure we get the blessing of the coaches. So the coaches up in the High Desert said, hey, we want a taste of that fox. So we said, hey, we're coming.
Yeah, no, really. And again, it's just great relationships that we're building with some people out here, man. So there's been a lot of people that are doing some really great things, been supporting youth sports out here for quite some time, and we're really happy to partner with those people. So as Coach B said, we're going to be making our way out to the High Desert, just, again, taking our brand out there. And, again, there's great communication and great partnership with some of those great guys out there in the High Desert. In that, that's that valley area? What's that called out there?
They call it, what's funny is when I was talking to the coach, he said they call that the High Desert, and both of them are the Victor Valley.
Yeah.
But he said they call the Victor Valley area the High Desert, and the Antelope Valley, they call themselves the High Desert. I had no idea.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's Lancaster, all that stuff out there.
Yeah, so it's Antelope Valley is what they go by.
Right, yeah.
So it's going to be Antelope Valley versus High Desert. So and geographically.
That's L.A., man.
Yes, it is. So you think about it. We already have, what is it, the easternmost point of L.A. County in the Inland Valley game, because we have the Pomona Valley, Diamond Bar. That's the easternmost. But now we're going to have a little piece of the Palmdale, Lancaster, Antelope Valley area. So basically we are going to have the entire Inland Valley in some form or fashion from the Riverside Sheriff's game all the way down to Temecula.
Yeah.
You have the Inland Valley, which is the Inland Valley and the High Desert. And now we are going to have the High Desert all the way to Nevada and then the Antelope Valley. So, I mean, our games will cover the entire spectrum of the Inland Empire.
Yes.
Without question.
Well, I mean, it's going down. So like, again, and what we're talking about is our All-Star game, and we've been doing this, I don't know, Coach B, I think it's going on year 7.
Yeah, it's been a while. I would have to sit there and think of the first. You know, it's funny.
Because we had Alexander Madison as our guy.
Yes,
he was in the first one.
He was in the very first one.
And he's in his second year.
I mean, he looked like a grown man now.
Oh, yeah.
He is grownman.com.
Yeah, he was like, I might be able to get back with y'all.
Right. It's funny now, you know. I always
man.
tell the story when my son Brandon now was in the 11th grade. I had Alexander Madison to speak to him because my son wanted to be a running back at the time, and you know, it's funny because when he came over, first thing he said, "Hey, how are your grades?" So I was like, that's pretty cool. You know, I can't think of the title. I always have my morning commute bumps. I'll post it. But I was listening to some Sam Cooke.
Oh. You don't know. Look at you.
You know,
expand a little bit.
I'm just saying, you know.
You got some Sam Cooke
you know what got me into Sam Cooke?
Do tell.
When you watch Under the Cherry Moon. Remember that Sam, you wanted to buy a Sam Cooke record, where would you go? The Rica store. Remember that Sam, the record store? So it always ties back to Prince with me.
Oh,
you know?
I should have known.
Yes. So I'll tweet my morning commute bumps, some classic Sam Cooke.
There it is right there, man. Again, Coach Being Eternal. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We got a lot of good stuff coming up this morning. You guys want to make sure you stay tuned. And then we're going to give you guys a little preview of all the sports that are going to take place this weekend, Coach B. So you ready to rock?
Absolutely. So when we coming back at the 15-minute mark, we'll have Ricky calling us from LA 84. So we are ready to do this. Let's go ahead and do this. You are listening to IE Sportsnet, presented by our great friends at ThinkWise Credit Union with Coach B.
And Eternal. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here, live on Fox Sports 1350.
Attention all timeshare owners. Were you a victim of a high-pressure or dishonest timeshare sales agent? Were you misled and confused by what you were buying? Did the timeshare fail to deliver what you were promised? Do you feel that you overpaid and just won out? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we can help. We're timeshare compliant, and every day we help hundreds of timeshare victims protect their rights, and we can help you too. Our team can legally terminate your timeshare agreement, ending the payments forever, saving you thousands. But you must act now. Call now for a free consultation. With one simple call, the professionals at Timeshare Compliance can legally terminate your timeshare agreement and help end your financial suffering. You could save thousands. So call now before another payment is due. Timeshare Compliance is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Don't wait.
Call 800-771-6249. 800-771-6249.
Farmers Insurance, the office of Stacey Ann Holgate, is a proud sponsor of Inland Empire Sports. Located in Riverside at 3641 Adams Street, Stacey Ann's office is able to assist you with your financial goals in planning for your future. Her office can also assist you with your business insurance, home, auto, and much more. Give Stacey Ann Holgate's office a call today at 951-977-9899. That's 951-977-9899. And mention Fox Sports AM 1350. Stacey loves her community and the kids in it. She knows they're the future, and investing in them is an investment towards a healthier community. Wouldn't you want to do business with someone who cares about your children almost as much as you do? Contact Stacey Ann Holgate's insurance agency at 951-977-9899 for ways she can help you and your family with all of your insurance needs today. Located at 3641 Adams Street in Riverside, California, Stacey Ann Holgate Insurance Agency. She's on the air because she cares. Give Stacey Ann Holgate's office a call today at 951-977-9899. That's 951-977-9899.
Kinematics Physical Therapy and Sports Performance looks forward to partnering with you in the restoration of your wellness and expediting you back to your active life. We'd love to see you at our spacious clinic, conveniently located in Norco at 1801 3rd Street, Suite 101. Call us at 951-777-2178. That's 951-777-2178. Or visit our website at kptsport.com. Our clinic is an outpatient orthopedic clinic designed to treat general pain, post-op post-operative conditions, and athletic rehabilitation using research standards of care. When you step through our doors, your pain becomes ours, and we will work diligently to help manage whatever life has thrown at you. We provide educational and screening services to the community free of charge. Services provided include health screenings, monthly health courses, sports venue coverage, and fundraising. We'd love to meet you at our spacious clinic, conveniently located in Norco at 1801 3rd Street, Suite 101. Call us at 951-777-2178. That's 951-777-2178. Or visit our website at kptsport.com. All are welcome whom aren't afraid to recover their potential.
Yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. IE Sportsnet brought to you by the good folks at ThinkWise Credit Union. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. We're also streaming at foxsports1350.com, the iHeartRadio app, and on Fox Sports West. We're totally excited, and I apologize. It was our guy Nolan is going to be calling in. So we have a caller on our ThinkWise Celebrity Credit Union hotline on Fox Sports 1350. Do we have a caller out there calling in?
Gentlemen, good morning. How you doing today?
Fantastic.
Wait a minute, hold up. His voice is so smooth. Is he trying to take our job? You see how smooth he came in?
Trying to take our job, man? It's rough out here, man. We can barely hold on. How you doing? Please introduce yourself to the Fox Sports Radio audience.
Yeah, so my name is Nolan Ortiz, and I am happy to be with you guys this morning. I'm the Director of Grants and Programs for the LA 84 Foundation.
Well, fantastic. Again, thank you so much. We really appreciate you taking out the time to give us a call today.
Glad to be here.
Fantastic. Now, if you would please take a minute to explain exactly what LA 84 is and how the organization actually was developed.
Yeah, happy to. So the LA 84 Foundation was established as a legacy organization of the 1984 Olympic Games that were held here in LA. The 84 Olympics were carefully managed and incredibly successful, and one of the few Olympics to actually turn a profit. And so part of that surplus of money was used to create an endowment that supports what is now the LA 84 Foundation. And so what LA 84 does is they ensure that those funds will be used to support sports-based youth development programs throughout Southern California in perpetuity. And so if you look back, since its inception, the foundation has supported Southern California youth sports organizations that provide structured sports programs through its grant making, but they also train coaches, they commission research about youth sports, they hold conferences.
Nice.
And so they've been doing a ton of work from the beginning. And you know, I since we're talking about that, I think it's important to point out now that a priority for the foundation is our focus on what we call the play equity movement. And so play equity is about ensuring that all youth have a chance to participate in structured sports programs despite gender, ability, skill level, where they live, or how much their parents earn.
Nice.
So L84 is working to level the playing field to ensure that all youth have access to playing sports while elevating the field of youth sports as an integral pathway to lifelong well-being.
That's just great stuff,
And,
right there.
you know, and I hear you guys talking, you know, and we all know that the reality is that not every kid, you know, has that same level of access to basic sports programs for all the
Right.
reasons that I just mentioned.
Right.
And so these barriers, these inequities that prevent kids from having access to any kind of structured sports program is what we call the play equity gap. And so we're working every day to try to close that gap. And we believe that this lack of access is a social justice issue. And so without this access to sport and structured play, kids miss out on critical benefits of life development, physical health, social emotional growth, academic development.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to do.
Absolutely, and we certainly appreciate it. And once again, we have Nolan Ortiz calling in, the Director of Grants and Programs from the LA 84 Foundation on Fox Sports 1350, AM 1350. The one thing I wanted to speak with you about is you currently serve, as we said, as the Director of Grants and Programs. Can you tell us what a day, I know with the COVID pandemic, everyone is living a different reality, but give me an idea of what a day looks like for you with the foundation.
You know, the job description says that I oversee the management and execution of the day-to-day grant-making operations. But the reality is that it goes so much more deeper than that. I lead a team of passionate professionals who are focused on the mission of the LA 84 Foundation. And this means, that a lot of our day-to-day is our team, and really the entire organization is constantly working to improve our ability to make our work more impactful. And so, we're on the phone, we're having conversations with key stakeholders, we're developing relationships with our partners that goes beyond just being transactional and awarding the grant dollars. Mm-hmm. There's constant communication with all levels and sharing information on all sides to help build trust so that, we can all arrive and work at our goal of being able to enable, the organizations that we work with to put their best foot forward and serve youth to the best of their ability through sports programs.
And, speaking of that, with the COVID-19 global pandemic going on, as you mentioned, there's like inequities that kids have, and it's been even magnified now that you have the impact of COVID-19. And a lot of these kids that you may have benefited from were disadvantaged, and now a lot of their parents may be out of work and whatnot. But how have you guys helped youth sports during this global pandemic and everything that's happening with those kids with COVID-19?
Yeah, great question. I mean, like you said, Coach B, this has just been, an overwhelmingly crazy situation that has just impacted everybody. And so when COVID first hit and the shutdown started last March, we wanted to continue to support healthy activity for youth with schools and organized sports and parks closing down. We decided to start the Stay Active, Stay Strong program, which involved the L84 Foundation and our partner organization, the Play Equity Fund, to provide sports equipment directly to kids and families. Collectively, we gave out 120,000 pieces of sports equipment at over 60 different sites.
Wow.
We're talking about balls, racket sets, jump ropes, with the goal of trying to encourage kids to be able to play at home.
Nice.
The goal was to reach communities without access to equipment, particularly during this pandemic where, the isolation and the hardship has only grown, with the goal of inspiring healthy activity. We've also worked with the Play Equity Fund to produce a series of instructional videos created by Olympians. Nice. And some of our local athletes from the Chargers, the Dodgers, the Lakers, the Rams. And so, to be able to distribute this equipment, partnerships were forged with school districts, with community-based organizations who were feeding thousands of families in this time of need.
Right. Just excellent stuff right there. And again, Nolan Ortiz from LA84. One thing that we know that's very important to the organization is structured play. Can you just take a brief moment as we get ready to wrap our interview up to kind of explain about what it is in terms of the structured play that LA84 is endorsing?
Yeah, so, structured play is an organized sports program that has three key components that we call TLC, which stands for teaching, learning, and competition. The teaching is done through the coaching that takes place in the program over time and practice and games. The learning is the fundamental skill development that's acquired by the program participants over the course of a season. And the competition is the game that provides participants the opportunity to perform the skills that they've learned by practicing and playing the sport.
Nice.
And go ahead. And one thing that and we certainly appreciate it, LA84, and one thing we want to know, are youth organizations that are in the Inland Empire, because we're in Riverside, are youth organizations in Riverside and San Bernardino able to apply for a LA84 grant? And if so, can you tell us the process? Because there are a lot of teams out here that I'm sure are not aware of it. And this is great information for them to know. So how can they, if they want to reach out to you, get in contact with you, what is the process?
Yeah, so, I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be able to chat with you guys today because, as you said, I do think there's still a lot of people who aren't aware of the work that we do, particularly in this part of Southern California and Riverside and San Bernardino counties, and we definitely want to try to find ways to reach and serve more of the organizations and more of the youth that live out here. So, I would encourage organizations that provide structured sports programs in this area to go to the LA84.org website, take a look at our grant guidelines and our FAQs page to see if your program meets the guidelines in place for funding consideration. You can also send an inquiry via email describing your program to info@la84.org. and you can talk about what type of funding you're seeking. And we can have our staff reach out to you if you have questions and discuss your program to see if there's a possible alignment with LA 84 guidelines.
Excellent. Well, we certainly appreciate it. Nolan Ortiz, Director of Grants and Programs at the LA 84 Foundation. Thanks so much for calling in bright and early to give us a call and give us more information. I mean, there's so many kids out there that I think can benefit from this. I don't want to tell you that I was I remember the 84 Olympics. So, I was, like 12 years old.
Oh, man,
when that happened.
That was a moment right there.
Yes.
But again, thank you, Mr. Ortiz. Thanks, everybody over there at LA 84. You guys are doing fantastic work. And again, you guys keep up the good work. And please make sure that you know that we're a resource for you anytime you want to get a message out to the people.
Gentlemen, thanks for having me on, man. Have a good weekend.
Fantastic.
You too. We appreciate it.
There it is right there.
Like you said, what you want to do is just go to la84.org. Make sure you go to that website, la84.org. And when you go right on there, you can see how you can get involved. You run a youth organization. Because, right now, especially with this COVID-19, you got to think there's so many youth sports that are just at a halt.
Yeah, no,
that can use their benefits. So.
No question, man. So yeah, no, they right now we're glad just to be a vessel. Make sure that we can let people know. Again, there are resources out there for people that are doing stuff for these kids or they want to be able to help the communities. Again, LA 84. Make sure you tap into that market right there.
Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and take a commercial break. I think Burns was calling in.
Yes.
I just texted him. So if you're out there, please do give us a call back. Let's go ahead and take a commercial break. You're listening to IE Sportsnet, presented by our friends at ThinkWise Credit Union with Coach B.
And Eternal, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here, live on Fox Sports 1350.
Kinematics Physical Therapy and Sports Performance looks forward to partnering with you in the restoration of your wellness and expediting you back to your active life. We'd love to see you at our spacious clinic, conveniently located in Norco at 1801 3rd Street, Suite 101. Call us at 951-777-2178. That's 951-777-2178. Or visit our website at kptsport.com. Our clinic is an outpatient orthopedic clinic designed to treat general pain, postoperative conditions, and athletic rehabilitation using research standards of care. When you step through our doors, your pain becomes ours, and we will work diligently to help manage whatever life has thrown at you. We provide educational and screening services to the community free of charge. Services provided include health screenings, monthly health courses, sports venue coverage, and fundraising. We'd love to meet you at our spacious clinic, conveniently located in Norco at 1801 3rd Street, Suite 101. Call us at 951-777-2178. That's 951-777-2178. Or visit our website at kptsport.com. All are welcome whom aren't afraid to recover their potential.
Farmers Insurance, the office of Stacey Ann Holgate, is a proud sponsor of Inland Empire Sports. Located in Riverside at 3641 Adams Street, Stacey Ann's office is able to assist you with your financial goals in planning for your future. Her office can also assist you with your business insurance, home, auto, and much more. Give Stacey Ann Holgate's office a call today at 951-977-9899. That's 951-977-9899. And mention Fox Sports AM 1350. Stacey loves her community and the kids in it. She knows they are the future, and investing in them is an investment towards a healthier community. Wouldn't you want to do business with someone who cares about your children almost as much as you do? Contact Stacey Ann Holgate's insurance agency at 951-977-9899 for ways she can help you and your family with all of your insurance needs today. Located at 3641 Adams Street in Riverside, California, Stacey Ann Holgate Insurance Agency. She's on the air because she cares. Give Stacey Ann Holgate's office a call today at 951-977-9899. That's 951-977-9899.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. IE Sportsnet, brought to you by the good folks at ThinkWise Credit Union, Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here. We're also streaming at foxsports1350.com, the iHeartRadio app, and Fox Sports West. I love that beat because Redman was one of my dudes during the 90s, man. Love that Redman. But calling in on the ThinkWise Credit Union Celebrity Hotline lineup live on IE Sportsnet, Fox Sports 1350. I think we have a young gentleman. We remember when he was a young whippersnapper.
Yeah, man.
Just getting a taste of going up to varsity, about to just dominate over at Linfield. But who do we have calling into the Fox Sports 1350 hotline?
Yeah, how y'all doing? Lorenzo Burns on the line.
There it is right there. Hey, man. Hey, good morning,
Burns.
young man. How you doing out there?
I'm good. What about you?
Hey, man, we're doing well, man. One of the things, and I got to tell you this now, man. You gotta your father's been showing us pictures of you, man, out there working out and stuff, man. And look here, man, you making us, I can only do about a good 15 push-ups, man. And, you out there with the shirt off and stuff, man.
Yeah, put your shirt on, man.
Put your shirt on, man. You out there making this old brother look bad, man. If your father's still doing push-ups on Instagram, everybody out there looking good, man.
Yes, he is.
What's going on in the Burns household over there, man?
Not much. It's just training. My dad always working, always coaching somebody. He's getting me right for the pro day. I'm going up to Calabasas in the Westlake area and training, just trying to get paid.
Nice.
For doing what I love.
Exactly. Now, one of the things we obviously we want to congratulate you on you making your decision because as Coach B was saying, you made the transition from Linfield. Did some real great things at Arizona, but I wanted to kind of talk to you about your Arizona experience because again, not all athletes get a chance to make that transition. So talk about your
or like me, not all athletes get a chance to play.
right. And be nice. Be nice to the guys on the bench, right?
Yeah.
But talk to us about your experience over there at Arizona and how that was for you.
My experience over there was great. I wouldn't trade them memories for anything else. I went to school with my best friend, JJ. I made some other good friends over there. Sud, Peterson, Quasi Mayshak, a whole bunch of other people over there. And I went through some trials and tribulations over there, which made me a better player, a better man. But just being able to be in the city of Tucson where everybody loves their Wildcats and being able to play in front of a great crowd. The stadium is a beautiful stadium, especially when it's packed out. So being able to do that and play on Saturdays against ASU sometimes and play against some of the greats like Sam Darnold and Ronald Jones and people that are in the league right now doing the thing. It just creates memories that you can tell your friends and kids later on down the road. So I wouldn't trade those memories for anything else. I really enjoyed them 5 years I was there.
Yeah, and just talk about the when we picked it up. What was that like? Because you think about it, and like we said, I follow your father, Coach Burns, on Facebook, and he I think it was a good 6-7 years ago when you guys first came to the station, and your dad spoke so highly about you and all the training you guys were doing. What is it like that your journey is getting to this point? Because we knew you when you were a young lad, and now your dreams are almost there. How does it feel to see that you've gone through that time with your dad being there with you and pushing you through, and now you're almost at the finish line? What are your feelings right now?
Everything is coming full circle. It's really an exciting opportunity for me. I'm really enjoying every moment of it. I'm not trying to, just go through the motions. I got to take every day, day by day. But like I said, I'm enjoying every moment of it. Just being able to go to high school, have fun doing what I like to do with football in high school, and get an opportunity to play college football, and then now getting an opportunity to play professional football is a dream. A lot of kids have this dream, and not everybody gets to accomplish it.
Absolutely.
So being able to do this, it's like a dream coming true, So it's really exciting.
I just want to know, I know your dad was a baller. He went to SC. Do you ever just sit and say, hey, Dad, I was better than you?
My brother and I do that all the time. He gets a little worked up sometimes. He gives us credit where credit is due.
Right. That's good stuff. Now, one of the things, as you mentioned, you got a chance to play with another local guy, J.J. Taylor. Now you've seen him.
No. How you say his name?
J.J. Dynamite Taylor. As we call him, Young Dynamite. But he's obviously made his transition. He's now got picked up with the New England Patriots. How does that make you feel? Because again, that's somebody you played right there with, and you see him going there. Does that give you some confidence that, hey, I can make it as well?
It did give me some confidence. I always knew JJ was special. My thought was, if he didn't get picked up, then I don't know.
Exactly true.
He's a baller.
Right.
He's jumping over people at 5'8", 5'7", running people over, juking some of the best defensive players in the nation.
Right.
So watching him getting picked up to a very good organization, it gave me more confidence that I can do the same thing.
And you talking about J.J. Taylor, his first radio interview was with who?
Man, back in the day, man, we Sports Empire, man. Yeah, that's when we were Sports Empire.
Yeah, absolutely. So, speaking of that, just tell me, what was the experience when you talked about Arizona? Because, I'm seeing tweets and whatnot from Arizona. They got your picture feature. What was it like up there in Arizona, man? You were seemed like you were the man out there.
I just went over there and did my job. I had to pay my dues when the first couple of years there. You know, being a young kid in the system. But after that, you know, you just start becoming an old head. And the past couple of years, I had my other teammates calling me old man and vet and things like that.
That's crazy.
You know, going from a freshman to calling the other guys old heads to being an old head.
Right.
You know, it was a little switch up, but I really enjoyed it. I was able to give back to some people who needed help, and I was able to learn some things in the process too. But like I said before, I enjoyed every moment of it.
That's good,
Fantastic,
man. And, you know, like I said, your father was so supportive of your career. You know, I asked it another time what it's like to have a father. But, you know, that's a different show and a different subject.
Oh, man, this guy right here, man.
But, you know, how proud are both of your parents, man, of just to see, you know, you graduated college. That's most important. And I know they're excited about that because I saw your dad posting stuff about that. But how proud are you and your parents of the fact that you are a college graduate?
Both my parents are very proud of me. You know, they tell me every day that they're proud that I graduated because they said if football were to end the day, would you have a degree?
Right.
And that was the whole point of going to school was getting that paper.
Right.
You know, getting that degree because, you know, football's going to end one day and it's what you're going to do after that. So my mom tells me she's proud of me. From day one, she told me don't just focus on football. Always have your education in the back of your mind. And my dad said the same thing. So accomplishing that goal, you know, they were both excited and both happy for me.
Right. Well, I know your dad's got a job for you at Linfield.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
exactly.
He'll have you as a
coordinator
yeah.
in no time. But again, thank you, man, so much, man. Keep up the good work. You're a role model of these young guys out here that says, hey, man, you can make it as well. And again, anytime you know you want to get a message out to the people, feel free to give us a call, okay?
Will do. Thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure.
Absolutely. And then also, before we go, I'll be remiss if I didn't say we saw your passing of your grandfather. So my condolences to you and the family. We know he was extremely loved in the community. So my condolences to the family, and we'll help to keep his legacy alive.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. It means a lot.
There it is right there, man. Keep up the good work. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Yep.
There it is right there, man.
That's good stuff right there. That is our guy Lorenzo Burns.
Yes.
Went from Linfield Christian to Arizona,
University
and now
of Arizona.
he's getting ready to go on to your favorite team, matriculate.
Yeah, he's about to
again.
He's about to get ready for the draft, man.
Absolutely.
So really,
true story, man. When you would say that, I had to look it up.
Yeah.
I had no idea what
he's up there going. He's just saying words. But yeah, no, really exciting time. But we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, again, we have a very special guest, local sports reporter. She does phenomenal work covering the LA sports scene, in particular the Clippers. So we're gonna talk some LA Clippers when we get back. Speaking of that, Coach B, I got the Clippers. What the kids call it? What they call it? The drip.
Yes.
That's what they call it.
Got the new drip on.
I got the new drip on right now, so we'll be talking about that a little bit when we come back too. We're gonna take a quick break, Coach B. Let's do it.
Let's go ahead and do this. You're listening to IE Sports Net, presented by our great friends over at ThinkWise Credit Union with Coach B.
Andy Turner. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here, live on Fox Sports 1350.
Kinematics Physical Therapy and Sports Performance looks forward to partnering with you in the restoration of your wellness and expediting you back to your active life. We'd love to see you at our spacious clinic, conveniently located in Norco at 1801 3rd Street, Suite 101. Call us at 951-777-2178. That's 951-777-2178. Or visit our website at kptsport.com. Our clinic is an outpatient orthopedic clinic designed to treat general pain, postoperative conditions, and athletic rehabilitation using research standards of care. When you step through our doors, your pain becomes ours, and we will work diligently to help manage whatever life has thrown at you. We provide educational and screening services to the community free of charge. Services provided include health screenings, monthly health courses, sports venue coverage, and fundraising. We'd love to meet you at our spacious clinic, conveniently located in Norco at 1801 3rd Street, Suite 101. Call us at 951-777-2178. That's 951-777-2178. Or visit our website at kptsport.com. All are welcome whom aren't afraid to recover their potential.
Farmers Insurance, the office of Stacey Ann Holgate, is a proud sponsor of Inland Empire Sports. Located in Riverside at 3641 Adams Street, Stacey Ann's office is able to assist you with your financial goals in planning for your future. Her office can also assist you with your business insurance, home, auto, and much more. Give Stacey Ann Holgate's office a call today at 951-977-9899. That's 951-977-9899. And mention Fox Sports AM 1350. Stacy loves her community and the kids in it. She knows they're the future, and investing in them is an investment towards a healthier community. Wouldn't you want to do business with someone who cares about your children almost as much as you do? Contact Stacy Ann Holgate's Insurance Agency at 951-977-9899 for ways she can help you and your family with all of your insurance needs today. Located at 3641 Adams Street in Riverside, California. Stacy Ann Holgate Insurance Agency. She's on the air because she cares. Give Stacy Ann Holgate's office a call today at 951-977-9899. That's 951-977-9899.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Attention all timeshare owners. Were you a victim of a high-pressure or dishonest timeshare sales agent? Were you misled and confused by what you were buying? Did the timeshare fail to deliver what you were promised? Do you feel that you overpaid and just won out? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we can help. We're timeshare compliant, and every day we help hundreds of timeshare victims protect their rights, and we can help you too. Our team can legally terminate your timeshare agreement, ending the payments forever, saving you thousands. But you must act now. Call now for a free consultation. With one simple call, the professionals at Timeshare Compliance can legally terminate your timeshare agreement and help end your financial suffering. You could save thousands. So call now before another payment is due. Timeshare Compliance is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Don't wait.
Call 800-771-6249. 800-771-6249.
Yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. IE Sportsnet brought to you by the good folks at ThinkWise Credit Union, Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. You know, Eternal, I forgot to say this last week. We have a moment or two, but Brian Stephen Arrington II just thought about this. His birthday was on the 7th. He is now
Junior.
19 years old, man. So
that's crazy. You know, and the gentleman that says, I think he says like 3 words per day. Like, you know, he don't talk much. But when he talks, it's prolific. Like, you know, so he deep thought, and that's my guy BJ. Always that's Diddles, right?
Yeah. And it's so funny, man, because you know he's working full time. Over at Amazon, and he's going to school full-time online, and he couldn't get onto his computer account. So I was helping him out, and we had to call tech support. And I said, hey, you're at the time he was 18. I said, you're 18, you're an adult now. You have to talk to them. Yeah. You know, it's like you have to open your mouth, and you put it on speaker, I'll listen, but you have to talk to them. He gets like one-word answers. It's
I know. And his dad's on radio.
Yeah, man.
That's funny.
Complete opposite. He's an athlete. He's athletic. Right. He's tall. See? So he is completely the opposite of me.
Hey, there it is right there. Again, having a great time. Coach B, as we were talking about, we are going to have a local sports reporter come on, talk about the L.A. Clippers. But, you know, as we were saying, you know, Kawhi from right around the corner, you know, always doing some stuff right now, but Kawhi's out there balling right now, man. Yeah, you know, I know you haven't really been out there.
PG is the one that's really turning.
No, he is, though. Yeah, PG. Yeah, you're right. PG.
He's on a new level.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? People were taking shots at PG last year. He had a bad year last year. Yeah. And you know, speaking of that, and we talked about this last week, IEHP. Mental health, yes, he gets paid millions of dollars to be an athlete, but he's a human being, man. Yeah. If your mental health isn't right, you know?
Well, what did our guy, Marshawn Lynch say? He said, get your mentals right.
Yeah. You know? But even LeBron James talking about, he cringes about going into the bubble because they're talking about going into the bubble game for playoffs. And you know, you can you think about it? LeBron was in there, 5 months?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, a lot of people, because you know, those athletes are really based on routine. You know, they have a routine. They
superstitious.
They have a certain thing that they do.
They're like Stevie Wonder. They're very superstitious.
Very superstitious. But yeah, you know, anytime you kind of break your routine a little bit, it starts to mess with the way you approach the game. So no, we know that there's a lot of stuff going in there, and that's, again, as you mentioned, really excited about our relationship with IEHP, because again, one of our efforts is to work on combating people that are having these mental health challenges. We want to make sure that that they do have outlets and stuff like that, where, you know, when they're experiencing anything where they do need help, Coach B.
Absolutely. But as you were saying about Kawhi Leonard, so now that the Clippers are getting the new gym, are we going to have a Kawhi statue outside?
Yo, you know, look.
We got to get a chip.
Well, first, I was about to say, number one, we got to get a chip. Then we get a chip. Then we got to make sure that we have the parade. And we're going to be – look, I've been trying to schedule this parade because, he's a two-time champion, okay? I've been trying to schedule this parade up and down Alessandro for a while now. You know what I mean? But and we haven't been able to do the parade.
And that's in Moreno Valley. So
no, Dilly, no. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. For my non-city slickers, Alessandro is the main vein in Moreno Valley. But I'm trying to get this again. We couldn't do it the first time we won the championship. Didn't do it the second time we won the championship. But let me tell you something. He messed around and won the chip.
In Los Angeles.
With the Clippers? Are we doing? We're going to be doing a straight parade down Alessandro featuring Young Riverside the Claw.
Yes. So, but who's more important to the Clippers? Is it Balake? You don't watch Keenan and Peele. Blake Griffin? I mean, is remember they said Balake?
Balake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny right there. We do have a caller calling in on the ThinkWise Celebrity Hotline right here live on Fox Sports Radio. Please introduce yourself to the Fox Sports Radio audience.
Hey, what's up? This is Miriam Swanson with the Orange County Register / LA Daily News, Southern California News Group, and Riverside Press Enterprise as well.
Fantastic. Yes.
Calling to talk Clippers. Yes.
Miss Swanson, thank you so much for calling in this morning. Really appreciate it. We are fans of your work. You do good stuff. And again, it's funny because Coach B always talks about with women reporters how they approach the game in terms of when they ask questions. They ask questions like about how the players feel, and they really get the how has it been with you in terms of just covering sports? Because I mean you do really good work. How long have you been doing this?
Longer than I care to admit. No, I'm kidding. I like my whole conscious life, when I was like 9 years old, I decided I wanted to be a sports writer. So like all through high school and everything, I was kind of going in that direction. But as a professional, I mean, I graduated from the University of Oregon back in 2000, and I've been doing it. I took a little hiatus and covered news and real world stuff for like 6 years, and that was very interesting. But now I'm back to doing sports, and it's awesome.
Fantastic. Now, you've been covering the Clippers, obviously, and I'm sure you cover the LA scene, but you're covering the Clippers more importantly. Because they come out of the bubble, and obviously there was a lot of struggles in there. What did you see in terms of the Clippers' struggles that in terms of what they did in the bubble and where they are now, team-wise? What are you seeing? What's the change?
Oh, different things. I mean, for one, they're not in a bubble, so that I think that was harder on some folks than others. You had to be pretty mentally sturdy to handle that, and things had, when things went well, they probably, felt one way, and if they went well, they felt worse than normal, And so if you have a couple of games shooting poorly, that eats at you in a whole different way than it would otherwise, as we all saw with Paul. I think now, I mean, they got a new coach, Ty Lue is doing his thing and showing, kind of immediately some progress and there's kind of a different feel about them. They've added like Nick Batum and Serge Ibaka and some like really mature sort of veteran guys who are, have one thing on their mind, and that's winning. And more that just, I think maybe they'll be better for having gone through the bubble. It's one of those facts of life where, like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So that could be it too.
Absolutely. And once again, Ken, we got Miss Swanson calling in from the Southern California News Group on Fox Sports 1350. One thing I want to ask you, Doc Rivers was beloved in the Clippers organization, but the Clippers have decided to make a change, and they brought in Ty Lue. Now, Ty Lue was the coach that helped deliver the championship to Cleveland. They hadn't had a championship since Fred Flintstone was playing point guard. But talk to us a little bit about your thought about Ty Lue being hired. And there's still sometimes the Clippers will have a big lead. They're winning the games, but they'll have a big lead and they fall asleep. Again, what are your thoughts about the Ty Lue hire? And what are you feeling so far?
Well, I think, when he was hired, there was the thought, like, how different of a direction is this? I mean, he was like the number one guy next to Doc on the bench. So, like, if you wanted to do a revamp, like, wouldn't you go outside of that? But I think Ty has his own ideas and his own, strategies and his own way of being with the guys. I heard Marcus Morris on a podcast he did yesterday, and he was saying he characterized Ty as sort of a young coach who's hungry to prove himself.
Right.
And I thought that was interesting because, even though he's won a championship, he is still relatively young. This is only his second, go-around as NBA head coach. And I think he would like to prove that what happened in Cleveland wasn't all LeBron, that,
Right.
his coaching had a lot to do with it. And so you see, he makes adjustments on the fly. He he's changing the rotation in ways that Doc was kind of like hesitant to do or didn't do much of at all. Kind of depending on what he's seeing and what it's doing, as opposed to what he thinks it should be doing. And he's got a way of communicating with the guys that they seem, for now, really to buy into what he's asking them. Whether it's to like Reggie Jackson, guess what? You're not going to be in the rotation for a while, even though you were a starter not too long ago.
Right.
And Reggie, coming from Ty, I believe all these guys seem to really like Ty, and I believe them when they say that.
Right. And one thing that I would say, and I'm going to ask you, who are the role players who've made a major impact? I think getting Serge Ibaka was just huge for the Clippers. But who are some of the role players that you think have made a major contribution when my Clippers win a title this year?
Well, Nick Batum has been kind of amazing and sort of like a, who'd have thunk it? Everyone thought, maybe he'd come in and contribute and he was so good for, so long until he kind of fell off the last couple of years.
Right.
No one knew quite what to expect, and it was kind of like they took a flyer on him, and, we'll see. But he's been amazing for them. So good that they haven't been able to take him out of the starting lineup.
Right.
He's just, a steadying force and a hot hand, and and a professional. He just comes in and he does his thing, and it seems like, like Pat Bev said the other day, we appreciate him.
Right.
So he's been clutch. I think Serge, especially in the postseason, Serge is going to be huge for what he brings, both his rim protection and the ability to stretch the floor. Marcus Morris almost doesn't feel like a role player because he inserts himself into a game like he does, right?
Right.
Think about the Dallas series or even the Denver series.
Right.
He was so much a part of those series, but he's going to be huge for them too, and hopefully they can keep him 100% and at his best. So yeah, they've got, and of course Lou and Pat. Are Lou and Pat role players? But they're not Kawhi and PG. But those guys, as they go, this team is going to go. So. Yeah, it's quite a competent cast if they can keep it all together.
Now, one thing that's funny is I don't know if there's truth to this, but they say that Serge and Batum speak French to each other on the court, so people don't know what they're saying. Is there any truth to that?
Yes, that's what Nick says. Yeah, he says every game they do it. They're trying to set up defenses or kind of get around guys, and why wouldn't you? Batum joked the other day that Jay Crowder looked at them during a game of Phoenix and said that should be illegal.
Absolutely,
that's funny right there.
But they're going to keep doing it. That's pretty clever. Kobe and Powell, I think famously used to do
yes.
credit to each other. So why not?
And Kobe spoke Luca's language too on the sidelines.
Yeah. Interesting. Again, Miriam Swanson live on Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. Just to kind of follow up, last night, just a great performance against the Kings, 138-100. And again, all three quarters, 30-plus points, 30.
Say that one more time. The Clippers got the win.
Yeah, got the
there
W.
you go.
And then again, obviously, same thing. Strong performances out of Kawhi and Paul. Paul playing 30 minutes. What are you seeing out of Paul George? Because obviously we know Kawhi, and I think Paul George's light kind of dimmed a little bit from his performance last year. But what are you seeing out of him this year?
Born and raised in SoCal, Paul George.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Right, we call it right around the corner.
Yes, right.
But again, what are you seeing out of Paul George?
Palmdale Road.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. There you go. That's
Palmdale P.
Paul is healthy and he sure is motivated after all that he's endured and everything everyone has said.
Right.
And he apparently can't miss a shot. Right.
Right.
So,
exactly.
He's shooting like above 50% from three and from the field right now. So it's not like he's just taking free throws. Like everything he puts up seems to go in, and the way he plays is so graceful and beautiful that what a joy it is to behold when a basketball player like that gets going.
Exactly.
But shooting comes and goes, so
right.
we'll, obviously he's locked in. But I think more importantly, like, he says it over and over again, and everyone, I don't know, people don't want to appreciate it, but he was coming off of,
like that shoulder.
surgeries to both shoulders
Yeah.
last year. So, like, you're not going to be yourself. Like,
Right.
You need your shoulders to play basketball, and even if they're, like, healthy, but you're still kind of getting them back to their regular strength or,
Right.
confidence in them. And then while kind of learning a new team and a new
Right.
organization, like,
Right.
it isn't automatic. They're not just like video game players.
Right.
You got to put them in and let them develop.
Exactly. And again, thank you so much. And again, Miriam Swanson. Real quick, if people want to get to your stories, let the folks know where they can find your information, please.
If you want to go to, I guess. If you're out there at the Press Enterprise, go. What is that? I don't know.
Well, we have
It's PE.com here. PE.com here. So
PE.com. Is it PE.com? PE.com. Yeah, go to PE.com/sports for Clippers. All my stories will be there. But read all those writers out there in the IE. They've done a dang good job covering that area. Love those guys. And then otherwise, I'm on Twitter, just at Miriam Swanson, and I'll see you there.
There it is right there, Ms. Swanson. Keep up the good work, and thank you so much for calling in. You've been a joy.
Thank you, guys.
There you
All
go.
right, you too. You guys do well.
Thank you. Fantastic.
Yeah, I remember we met her at the Agua Caliente Clippers Media Day.
Yes.
A couple of years back. So
Yeah.
great reporter. She is so and that's a funny thing when they're out there speaking French. You think Serge is from Africa?
Oh yes.
Played in
From the
Toronto,
Congo, from
but
the Congo.
speaks French.
Yes. Well, because out there in the area, they speak multiple languages in the Congo area. So.
And that's, speaking of that, it's funny. I remember I was in high school. I was taking Spanish in high school, and my teacher was saying, in America, we only want to speak English, and that's it. But she said she took a class to Europe. And they went through, in Europe, all the countries are clustered together.
Right.
So they said they had a bus driver. They drove through like 4 countries, and he spoke every language.
Oh, yeah, you have to.
In those countries.
It's funny. I went to, when I went to Belize recently.
When you're living your best life.
Oh.
I've never been on a vacation. But you were saying.
Just like the cover of the magazine. Oh man, no. But when I was in Belize and we were our tour guide was out there and she said the same thing. She was saying like, this area we speak this and it's a little bit of broken here and I was amazed. Man. It was something.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Man.
Yeah, no. Again, great show today. Big shout out to everybody that called in. Mr. Ortiz from LA 84. Young Burns called in, making his way to the NFL. Was going to get himself ready for the draft, so really excited about him. And then again, Miriam Swanson, local sports reporter here covering the LA Clippers. Really excited. She was a great interview, Coach B. So
absolutely.
Yeah, man. But what do we got going on? Oh, yeah. Oh, the Packers and the Rams are playing.
Football's over, man. My Chargers aren't playing.
Oh, man.
But
and have y'all got a coach yet?
No. But I know we have a quarterback. When I see Herbert out there, I get emotional. I say, that's my quarterback.
That's my quarterback right there. And y'all mess around and fire my guy, Anthony Lynn, man. Anthony Lynn was the one.
I like Anthony Lynn, man. But the thing is I remember when this is probably about 10 years ago when I got my first job is in sales.
Right.
And I wasn't hitting quota, and I was telling my director everything I'm doing this and that. She said, "Hold on, I'm gonna stop you right there, Brian." She said, "We get paid for results, not effort." I said, "All righty," and that's where I'm sorry, but Anthony Lynn, we get paid for results.
It's so funny when you give those examples because it's so cold. It's like, shut up.
And that's what I was at Verizon. Verizon, that sales organization.
Cutthroat.
Yes,
Cutthroat.
sir.
It ain't no joke.
Yes,
it's a
sir.
revolving door.
Yes.
You might not be here tomorrow. You'll be sitting there like,
I wasn't.
Go home and say, why you home early? Well,
right.
It's lunchtime.
And then you have a handwritten check. Like, wait a minute, why do you have a handwritten check that wasn't direct deposited?
Sit down. We gotta have a talk real quick.
That Christmas, we're gonna cancel it this year.
Santa gone. He ain't coming.
I can laugh about it now.
No.
But at the time,
I believe you. What they say, will make you laugh, make you cry.
Absolutely. Yes.
Again,
it makes
thanks
you
everybody.
stronger. But great show. Like we said, LA 84, Lorenzo Burns called in, and then Miss Swanson from Southern California News Group. We have to get her. She's Clipper friendly. So we need to have her calling in much more often.
No, she was really good. Yeah. And again, she just does great stuff with the Clippers. Because And then especially as the now that the Agua Caliente Clippers are going to be playing in the bubble as well.
Yes,
we need to make sure we keep tabs on them as well, because again, guys like Cabinelli. Cabinelli. I be dogging my guy's name.
Yeah.
He's thorough. And then him and Terrence Mann.
Yes.
They are
Coffee.
Yeah, as Amir Coffee as well. So all three of those gentlemen all played, and they came from the Agua Caliente Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
And then now you see him doing some stuff. I mean, Terrence Mann had. What he played? I mean, that's 30 minutes. Terrence Mann played 30 minutes.
Yeah, Terrence Mann is getting some. He's getting some burn, man.
He played 30 minutes.
He is getting some burn.
Interesting.
We ready to do this?
Let's do it, man.
Thank you for listening to IE Sportsnet, presented by our great friends at ThinkWise Credit Union with Coach B.
Andy Turner. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here live on Fox Sports 1350.